Hi guys, the topic of the video is a question from a user on Discord. He wants to have an ArcoLinuxB Plasma Bear at ArcoLinux. Alright, let's not open this one and let's open this one. At ArcoLinux, you can build your own ISO. Any of them. Build your own ISO. Any of them, right? All of these. You can even build these ISOs on ArcoLinux, EndeavourOS, RebornOS, ArcoLinux, and ArcoLinux, as long as you're on Linux, and that's important, have Arch ISO. That's why Manjaro is not there. So you want Plasma. Control F, Plasma. You can build your own ISO. In our eyes, all the B's are minimal. Control C. So it's up to you. If you think you can make a more minimal, then you do exactly what I'm doing here. Control Shift V. And then you learn. PAMEC is one of the beautiful tools that we have, and it's personally our own ArcoLinux ArcoLinux PAMEC all package. This can explain all the questions that you have. Now this video is not about Plasma. It's all of them. Any of these guys, you can make your own decision thinking I'll make a mate, but more bare. Bare means less packages, which means more packages later on to install, right? I would think that. Because too bare is just too little, but it's entirely up to you. Here we have the number 40, and you install, you run this thing, open terminal. But before you do, since you want a bear, you need to check what's in here. Now don't go messing about with these guys. That's from ArcoLinux. Go and have a look if you don't want the surfing icons, if you don't want the surfing dark teller icons. And use the tools. Instead of plain text, use Perl. So virtual keyboard, probably not necessary, but if you don't know, ask. Qt5 virtual keyboard. Never used it? Well, great. Don't install it. You can follow the link and you can learn more what it's all about. So that's basically what you do. And Yakuwake is one of the F12 things, right? The drop down terminal. Not your thing, not your thing. Good. Not on the ISO, and so on and so on. And this is the Plasma package. There's also the Plasma Meta package. The internet is not broken. So ArcoLinux Plasma. And you read what constitutes this particular desktop, and they tell you what to do. They tell you to install either the Plasma Meta package or the Plasma group. Difference is, check it out. Check it out. This goes inside the Plasma Meta package. Do you want a firewall? No. Then you need to handpick every package, because if you install a Meta package, it's all of this. Same goes for the other guy. And that's the Plasma group. This will be installed if you say sudo pacman -s plasma. See things in here that you don't like, don't install a group. Install a package one by one, which is a lot of work. But okay, you want to have something bare, you check every single package, what's on here, and say, nope, won't need that, don't like that, etc. So here it starts at the bottom and you work your way up. If you say, I'm not going to use these guys here, that's for password encryption, I believe. So Plasma is a complete environment, a complete desktop. But some aspects we don't use, we'll never use probably, right? But the packages are installed for completion, so that if a user wants it, It's there. We won't get an error popping up and saying this doesn't work. No, because I've made sure that all the packages for the complete Plasma desktop, that they are there. But here it gets a little bit more easier and easier. You see nothing is used here. If you don't like our theme, fine, don't install our theme. Then it's gonna be the standard blue thing from SDDM. This, of course, you need. You need to install Calamares. You need to have the configuration for Plasma that speaks. This is all part of Calamares, and it will be removed if it's possible. So some of these things are K, meaning, yes, it's KDE. So it won't be removed because it's part of KDE. But if you're installing ArcoLinuxB Plasma, BSPWM, for example, then it will be removed because, hey, BSPWM isn't Plasma and it gets removed. Don't like the welcome app, fine, remove it. It's just a hashtag, that's it. More, don't do anything more. Welcome app is dangerous. Why? Then you need to know how to launch Calamares, because the welcome app pops up and asks you, you want an easy installation, you want an advanced installation. Maybe that's something you like to see, right? A greeter and a way to install things. So we'll keep that one around. Dconf, any of our configuration of Plasma can go out. These are our settings of Plasma, our configurations. Double click, we like the double click, we like the wobbly thing and all that kind of stuff. Get rid of it. Well, this is actually the wobbly thing, line 604. This is just general configuration. ZSH and so on, right? Wallpapers, you're not a fan of the ArcoLinux wallpapers, all good for me, no problem there. Variety, not a fan of variety, okay, no problem. And so on. You keep on selecting, you keep on saying, don't want this. This is a system D service. That's tricky. That's important. Things in there might have consequences for you later. Same in the system config, same as the root, because that's the bash or C in there. Qt5 Plasma, have a go. See what it looks like without it. So these are our settings. The right mouse click, I think, these are some services in there. Pipe menus is for the conky, so if you're not a conky fan, fine. Paru, not a Paru fan maybe, so you just go for yay. But I suggest you do 2 of them and keep the settings, because Paru, otherwise, if you say yay and you find something, it ends with 1355 and number 1 is at the top and you need to scroll up all the time. That's, right? So I leave you to explore, to see what things you want to have on your thing, right? Minstick is to burn USBs. I never burn a USB. Fine, it's out. Okay, so you get the message. The information is in PAMAC. It's a lot of experimenting, a lot of building, but basically that's it. And then you start making your ISO. And it will be fun, because this is a look that's not from us. This is just pure Arch look, basically. And Plasma is one of the desktops that actually makes effort to make the first appearance the best appearance ever, right? So the design is well thought over, and other do not bother with it. And that's a pity. Design is everything for people. First thing they see something, they say already by design, I like it or I hate it. So let's wait for this ISO to pop up, and because this is a what if I've never done. How about, right? Oh yeah, we could have a look. So install git ahead. So these are the decisions what we've made. We say, don't minstick, don't pipe dingus, Qt5, variety stuff is out, but the application variety is still in, right? We never went all the way up to the variety line and put the hashtag in front of that. So you have to think about 2 things always: application, configuration, application, configuration. If you remove the config, doesn't make sense to keep the app. So both of them have to go. So you look more and more and more. None of this is binding, right? This is just an example. There is no golden rule. Just experiment and then see what happens to your system again and again and again. You build a lot of ISOs, you test a lot of in VirtualBox, and then you say, this is the ISO I like. And it Doesn't matter if it's this video is about Plasma, right? Again, this is for all the desktops out there and all the packages. You have to investigate. Okay, this package brings this to the table, gets a configuration for this and this and that. I don't want that. Okay, hashtag, just a hashtag, and it's gone. And you can keep comparing with the original one. We can do that as well here. So later on, you make sure you have something somewhere else. And when we push something to the internet, you on your end, you type git pull. So git push, git pull, and git clone. 3 things to remember. You get this from online. Super F5, you take your melt, you take a folder, you take Arco Plasma. This is the default, this is the ArcoLinuxB. Then you take your own from somewhere else and you say, okay, let's compare. What did they change? That's all. So you decided to say minstick is out. And let's do the correction variety, right? Next, here he is. So variety has to have a hashtag. Done. Variety is out. Scrot, I don't know, numlock X, and so on, image magic. Now, sometimes if you put a hashtag in front of something and then you build everything and then you say, hey, that application is on the ISO and I've told him not to be on it. If package 1 has a dependency to have, for example, image magic, then you can say as much as you like, you don't want it on the ISO. It will be on the ISO because of the fact that packages have dependencies. And a package builder, a maintainer of AOR packages, knows this. Say, okay, my package needs content, my package needs SDDM. And that's then a dependency. So you can say all you want, but if the dependency is defined, it will be on the system. All right. From here it becomes technical, so skip this and start here, software from Arch Linux repositories, and have a look what's in there where you say, okay, I don't want this, don't want that. But mind you, things will break. I saw here XPack. XPack is this. When I type rip, he's working very hard now. When I type rip, then you get this. But if I don't have XPack as application, this won't work. So the last thing I've updated is this one. And before that, that one, and so on. So yes, there are new XFCE updates coming in. 4.18. Have a look. A little bit different. So that's my yes, sure, safe. I'm gonna throw this in the garbage bin anyway, but this is how you do things. And we're building the ISO now. This can go. And my suggestion is, this is your ArcoLinux Plasma. And in the beginning, people mess up their Linux system. I was just exactly the same, right? But after a while, you get to know how everything works. And my suggestion is put a backup somewhere. One of the backups that you can do, let's see how I can find it like this, is easy way to learn about Git and GitHub. Right, what if there's a way to keep track of all these commands? What if there's a way to keep track of your configuration files of Plasma, of Mate, of BSPWM? So guys, this is not difficult. Using GitHub or GitLab or anything like that, it's with a few scripts, really, you can push your file, this one, online and keep messing, keep changing and say, okay, this didn't work. Okay, hop, to try something else. And then you push it back to the internet. System breaks, fine. Hop, you get it back and you change it again. And that's fun. Let me pause till the ISO is there. All right, so let's be surprised, right? Super. F7, VirtualBox is there, template, clone, Control A, Plasma, And now we pop in the new guy, ArcoLinuxB build, no, out, yes, 3 plasma kickoff. Launch. What will we get? There are no configurations of plasma whatsoever. There are no keyboard bindings. So Control T, Super Shift D, whatever, 20, 30 more, not there. Wallpaper, not there. Icons, themes, not there. How would it look? I still have a cursor, so if you want to delete that one, be my guest, then it's Breeze. Maybe it will be Breeze now as well, let's see. This I don't like, all waiting for all this. Just wasted time, wasted life. And there we go. So we need the welcome app to tell install. This is our look. It will be the icons from Plasma. So this is now our look. We need to maybe uninstall some more stuff for design, I don't know. So this is still on there. All these guys are darker. ArcoLinux, so Breeze is normal, Breeze Dark is normal, Breeze Twilight is normal, and Oxygen is normal. So somehow these guys are on there. This is what I mean. You need to experiment and see, okay, what makes that particular package? Who installs that? And where should I make sure that it's gone? You see all these black things here as well in the, was it here? On the fonts. This is not nice. You need to figure out why that is. And the Vivata cursor can go. It can maybe like this one. That's always installed, that's no problem. Apply. But yeah, that's your job now. This is what you'll get, and what you see is what you get. That's an important thing to include in the video. So what you see is what you get. You don't like Alacrity, somewhere in the list is the word Alacrity. Don't like the ArcoLinux tweak tool, fine, do not install it, but when you afterwards boot up and you have the welcome app, then there's the button for ArcoLinux tweak tool. That button will not work, obviously. So every action has a consequence. That's the point I want to make. So every little thing that you change has consequences. But be my guest to experiment, because that's the best thing to learn what makes this tick, this desktop, what is what, and do I want particular bits and pieces, and others I don't want that. So this has always been an ArcoLinuxB thing. We give you control to build our ISOs the way you see fit. I can't say that enough, and of course it's not for a first-time Linux user, but for later, if you say, oh yeah, if I understand all the packages and all this system, then maybe I'll give it a go. All right, have fun learning at ArcoLinux.